video is sponsored by War Thunder. Boom, pew, pow, war sounds. We've all played Call of Duty once or twice before. It's one of those constants in life, like heartbreak or heartburn. We've all had that year's M4 equivalent in hand, mowing down vulgarly named bad guys in iconic locations such as war-torn yada yada, Vietnamese jungle, site of an attempted terror attack, site of a successful terror attack, and big picnic table. Wait, what? See, sometimes Call of Duty gets a little bit weird with it. And not just in a lame Seth MacFarlane-inspired, what if we were just a fucking cartoon now kind of way, but a cool, kind of weird, like, what the fuck are we doing in a clown motel kind of way. And here's the thing, I know that I give off such a successful front of being such a cool, suave little dude who would never be caught dead playing a video game, let alone one where you play as little tiny toy army men in a sandbox built by my grandparents. But just between you and me, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I'm wearing flamin' hot Cheeto sweatpants right now, even though they are not in frame. These are just for me, baby. So I personally love it when COD does some crazy, out of their goddamn mind stuff. And while of course weird shit can go a bit too far, i.e. whatever the hell is going on in this screenshot right now, I did want to specifically highlight weird maps in this video, because I think in general, they're a pretty good example of weird done the perfect amount. But real quick, I did want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, available for free on PC, console, and mobile. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the past to fighter jets and battle tanks of the today times. Immersion and intense combat are the dual beating hearts of War Thunder, where detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. But what's nice is that if you're anything like me and realism isn't really always your thing, War Thunder also has modes with different levels of realism, from arcade mode, featuring fast-paced matches with simplified physics, all the way up to simulator, which is only a step away from getting you a veteran discount at the Golden Corral. And now, War Thunder even has a mobile version on iOS and Android that lets you take part in the same massive multiplayer warfare, but now you can also do it while on the train. Do people still take the train? So with tons of high-quality content, join a worldwide community of over 95 million players and discover the breathtaking experience that is War Thunder. Plus, you can use my links in the description or the pinned comment, and you'll receive a limited-time offer bonus pack for PC and console, including the exclusive Eagle of Valor vehicle decorator, 100,000 Silver Lions, 7 days of premium account status, and more. The offer is only available for new accounts or those who haven't played in the last 6 months, though. Huge thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right back to it. Now, the first truly weird maps that I could think of after a long 25-second brain blast brings us actually to the Call of Duty Ghosts DLC season, where just about each pack was chock full of maps that at the time completely broke the strange scale. We're talking about a ghostly pirate ship, an alien artifact dig site with a wonder weapon up for grabs, and 2 iconic maps by the name of Fog and Ruins. Now, on first glance, these might not seem like much, but complete a field order on these maps, and they will let you literally transform yourself into either Mike Myers or the Predator. That's right, this was also one of the first crossovers in COD history, way back in 2014. I think. Don't, fact check me. I'm pretty sure it was 14, though. And respectfully to those who might have been in charge of the whole Beavis and Butthead thing, but this is how you do a crossover right. It's not just an operator skin that's now available in the store, or a flashy animation of Seth Rogen's Jeopardy audition. These are full-on maps based on the crossover IP, with fun little gameplay changes that are minor enough to not cause any major balance balancing issues, but cool enough that everyone wants to go for them every game. I mean, outside of these two maps, those little blue briefcases might as well have just been regular briefcases. Because I have never once in my personal or professional life ever thought, yeah, that's something that I need, a fucking backpack without straps. I bet you didn't know about the beef I had with suitcases, but hey, now you know, I'm oversharing again. But you know what? This might be a good chance to ask, what exactly makes a Call of Duty map, quote, weird? Like, is the original Shipment remaster, where getting your field order done would spin a wheel of war crimes, weird? Or just a little creative? Well, that's a little tough, because I have a feeling that everyone's lines are gonna be somewhere different. But just to help calibrate my own opinion and let you know where my head is at, we got weird, not weird, weird, definitely weird, not weird, only weird because of the shape, and absolutely not weird. This is just an ordinary fast food establishment. I'm not sure what everyone's freaking out about. And it's for that reason that I can confidently call Black Ops 3 the official weirdest Call of Duty game, with a solid 8 original maps that I would put in the so weird it wasn't even welcome at the prom planning committee category. First up is Infection, which you may think is just an ordinary World War II battlefield, but psych! We're really in heaven! Really figures that remakes would follow me into the afterlife, huh? Then Rumble and Berserk are two of my favorites that I genuinely never remember were even here until I load up a custom game quick. The former takes place in a mech battle arena, where Robbie Toolbox is going up against Punchy McPunchface for the title of Scariest Cybertruck Evolution. And then Berserk is something straight out of Skyrim, with a snowy Viking village sitting in the shadow of 1.5 massive statues. And I personally like this one because it just completely breaks the time period of this game, which, as we all know, is okay to do if you feature the Vanguard, but not if you're named after it. Now, this might be a controversial opinion, but I think that Splash is pretty goddamn weird as well. I mean, where else in the franchise can you G-slide down something called Kraken's Revenge directly into soul-deep water without breaking your ankles? And for some reason, it feels like this is the map that everyone wants to see come back at some point in the future, but let's be honest for a second. You don't want that, because if they did bring this into BO7 next year, the remaster would look like this, and the River Run ride would be closed indefinitely for maintenance. Then for a quick rapid-fire round, you got a spooky old castle, a Wild Western take on Standoff, which is just some amazing wordplay, and a Roman villa that's not actually a Roman villa, it's a whole thing. I already talked about this map a bunch in another video already. But then there's Micro, the weirdo poster child that you're not sure why anyone would want to kidnap in the first place, shrinking you down in some sort of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids revival that we all knew was coming. This one will have you bouncing off cupcakes, wall-running pizza boxes, and oh, fuck, that hot dog looks good. I actually also really like that there are these giant bugs flying around everywhere that you can shoot at like you're a little commando sent in to save the barbecue from an invasion of fruit flies. Oh, by the way, if anyone was wondering, this orange soda has about 800 calories per serving, which is fucking insane. But hey, you know, at least it is a little bit better than whatever the fuck flavor Oomph is, with 1,337 in it. I wonder if that's a reference to something. Maybe something that you just had to be around back then to really understand. Only 90s kids will understand what 1,337 means. Sunglasses. Because I'm losing it. It's fucking hot in here. But now let's move on over to the only other game to rival BO3 in terms of mystifying maps and wacky whereabouts, and that's Modern Warfare I. Very self-centered Modern Warfare game, which introduced Vortex maps, which were basically these weird variants of already released ones. And now there's just too many to really go into with that much detail, but just to kind of hit the high level, we've got cell-shaded maps, Minecraft shaded maps, there was Quarry but in Hell, New Year's High Rise, Rust on Mars, Overgrown Skid Row, Wet Meat, Tentacly DOS House, Gross Terminal, Scrapyard if it was an Avatar, an actually really cool looking anime style Rust, and possibly the weirdest of them all, Daytime Shipment. But on top of that, there actually were also a handful of original maps that were pretty fucking weird too. Like Yard, which was cel-shaded for no apparent reason. Like, I don't know why of all maps this one needed to be cartoony. Like, it's a random junkyard. Do I not get, is there more to it than this, or did they just fire their lighting guy? I don't. But then there's Stay High, a 6v6 map based off of that parkour mode that everyone loved, which means that we will never see it return. It's got this neon simulation vibe to it, and it actually incorporated dynamic elements just like the parkour mode did, moving cover placements and pathways, plus completely dropping the floor out of the middle at a moment's notice. In fact, my only real complaint against the map is just that it's obscenely small, which is kind of Call of Duty's new MO at this point. Make a really cool map, but also make it so tiny that the only people who can enjoy it are those with a dopamine addiction so bad they won't even remember it by the time that they reach the after action report and already forgot what map I'm even talking about. Then, you know what Call of Duty game actually surprisingly had a decent amount of weirdos in it? World War II. I know you might be there scrolling down the maps list and thinking, Gibraltar sure is weird, huh? But don't worry, it doesn't end there. I'm talking about the maps that were so weird that they pulled them from the game after their events ended. First, there was the HQ map, which turned the new headquarters social hub into a full MP map. Now, like I said, these aren't available in-game anymore, and I somehow don't actually have any memories of this map at all, so I'm going off of some old found footage here, but from what I can gather, it seemed like it was a really cool idea, but I don't think that the map was actually very good, and that the novelty of it sort of wore off really quickly. However, shortly after that, Sledgehammer Games released Groston House, a similarly repackaged map from elsewhere in the game, expanding the simplistic zombies map of the same name and throwing it into infected lobbies, as well as the brand new Horde Point mode. And this was such a cool idea, and I remember at the time wishing that they'd bring more zombies maps into multiplayer, just copy and paste, you know? Go old school, like maybe Noct or Verrucht, you know? I think the two of those especially would make really, really great multiplayer maps. Maybe BO7. Do I want to use that take? I kind of said maybe 18 times. And lastly, in World War II, they actually took a page out of Black Ops 3's book and made another Shrunk the Kid sequel. This time, literally turning your characters into little toy army men and fighting around in a sandbox on the HQ's beach. And again, I don't know how many different ways that I can say it, but this was cool. This was hype. We were all very excited about this back in the day. There was just something about these events that felt so special back before LTM started to feel like simple advertising for a store restock. But for my personal favorite weird map in Call of Duty history, we're actually gonna go back to 2020's Black Ops Cold War. See, while most maps in this game were set in reality, they actually had a single level, buried deep in its final season, that changed everything. This is Deprogram, a collage of different elements meant to portray what it's like to be under the influence of the iconic numbers. That's right, this map takes place inside Adler's freaking head, man! And it acts as a big finale to the game's post-launch story, where Adler is captured by Stitch, experimented on, rescued, and eventually put under by Mason to try to, quote, deprogram him. And all of these different story beats can be seen around the map as little pockets of memories, which of course are all from maps that we've played throughout the game's life cycle. They've got random walls from the Pines mixed with Apocalypse's huts. Even some parts of the campaign show up, like the safe room and the red doors that you can step inside of and it fucking teleports you. That's right, there is a map-specific mechanic too. Oh, I'm in love! The Blown Out Lab is also a really fun and trippy way of playing with the art direction, and the fact that you can only access this part of the map via those doors serves as a nice reward to those willing to interact with the weirdness of it all. Sorry, I know that I'm getting way too nerdy about a map that 90% of you don't even remember, and I apologize about that, but I don't know, we talk a lot about how COD got weird in the last few years, and I guess part of this video was I wanted to show some examples of weird not necessarily being a bad thing, right? Examples of weird being done right, where it's not just strange for the sake of selling skins or hitting a certain demographic, but actually like serves a purpose. A map like Deprogram was clearly thought out and built up to throughout an extensive story. They put in the work. They deserve to be allowed to be a little weird at the end, you know? Call of Duty Season 6 is like 4 p.m. on a Friday. Dude, like who really cares? Let's just chill. Let's release like a fucking square. Just a map that's just a square. Fuck it, dude. Who gives a shit? Anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry it kind of just like it kind of petered out at the end there. That's what I get for just putting in the script, ADK, bitch, figure it out. Hi, I'm Bitch. Once again, thank you so much to War Thunder for sponsoring this video, which you can play now for free on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and mobile. I think I got all 4 of those correctly. Plus, if you're on PC or console, you get that bonus pack. So go ahead and secure that thing now while you can. Anyway, thank you to all my channel members. They are listed everywhere all around me. If you want to become a channel member, hit that join button down below and help support the channel. Regardless, though, I want to thank you all for the support on the channel lately. The response to these last few videos has been insane, and I want to thank you so much and say a lot more are coming. I hope, at least, man. I gotta figure out how to make these things not take 7 fucking weeks. Anyway, have you guys played Battlefield 7 yet? Is it fun? Is it good? I'm recording this a few days before the beta. What am I doing? This isn't like a... Bye.